Good morning. Turn to your neighbor and say, good morning, you look fabulous this morning. Just tell them. They need to know. Did you get more good looking overnight? What's the deal? So it's all about how we start our day. How did you start your day today? 1, 2, 3. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Oh yeah, I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. And you go, love, love, love. You say love, love, love. Love, love, love. Oh yes, it's love, love, love. Love, love. You got it? You ready to sing with me? I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Repeat that line. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. And you go, love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love. You want some peace? Let's do some peace. I start my day with peace. When I start, I feel that sweet release. I feel that sweet release of peace. Oh, look at that. You got it right there. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Then peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace. You want some joy? Let's go for some joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day, everything I do is infused. Everything I do is infused with joy. Got that? I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Then joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I feel such joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy. All right, let's go back to love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Ain't that the truth? I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love.
Let's give Karen a little more love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the band, fabulous.
And let's hear it for this band, please. Oh my
Yes,
God.
absolutely. And, you know, she's absolutely correct. You guys do look fabulous. So just saying the truth. Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa. I am Tamira Hume, a practitioner at this center, and I'm really glad to be with you today. If you are joining us for the first time, we have been thrilled to see so many new faces, as well as people we have not seen since the pandemic. Thank you also to our live stream viewers. We are so very grateful you're sharing this time with us online. And if you are watching us online, please consider sharing to your friends by clicking on the share button at the bottom of the screen. That helps us share our services and our community with the world. If you are new here, we recognize that finding ways to connect can sometimes be challenging. I know that when I first started, it's like everybody was a love fest, and how do I get in? So you can volunteer. That's a great way to get to know people at the center. And you can take classes. That's another really good way to become part of the community. You can find out how to get plugged in by visiting our website, CSLSR.org. There you'll find our monthly bulletin, by clicking on the photo of the typewriter. It contains everything happening throughout the month at the center. So if you're wondering what we're all about, there is a really remarkable pamphlet, and it's called What We Believe. It's 8 pages, and it is succinct and clear, and it tells the story of science of mind. And you can pick it up at the table outside, the information table, or email Linda Hahn, and she can send you a digital copy. We also have a thriving youth and family program for you. And I'm very happy to announce that the teens now have a service during our 11 a.m. service. Ooh, that's so cool. Whether you have a newborn and toddler, elementary and middle schooler, or a curious teenager, there is something to help your children and grandchildren get plugged into. Talk to the youth coordinator, Jennifer Caldwell, after service to get plugged in. And you can also send an email to youth@cslsr.org. Now, at the Center for Spiritual Living, we are motivated by a vision of a healthy, loving world. It is known as the global vision and calls us to imagine a world that works for everyone. We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging. A world of peace and harmony, inclusion, and justice. We follow this vision through the 4 primary values of our center. Would you please read them with me? Spiritual living, integrity, love, and compassion. Okay, what's today? Happy Mother's Day. We want to take a moment to honor all of the mothers in the audience. If you are a mother, please stand so we can acknowledge you. If you are a grandmother, please remain standing. We have grandmothers. Yay. Okay, let's see if we have any great grandmothers in the room. Any great grandmothers in the room? Woo-wee! Wonderful. We'd also like to acknowledge that sometimes people have to stand in the role of mother, whether or not they are biologically a mother. If you have fulfilled that role in someone's life, please stand right now so we can acknowledge you too. All right, there we go. If you are watching online and would like to acknowledge the mothers in your life, please post an acknowledgement and a photo of your mother on our Facebook group or in the comments of our live stream on YouTube and Facebook Live. Truly, thank you to all of the wonderful mothers in our community. Your presence here is such a blessing. I know that somewhere between the music, meditation, prayer, practices, and Reverend Russ's message is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. You are welcome here. Now please enjoy some music before our short time of silent contemplation, before our prayer.
A little chant for all the mothers. Oh, mother, mother, let love be with us. Oh, mother, mother, let love be with us. Oh, mother, mother, mother of all things. Oh, mother, mother, mother of all things. That's the whole thing. Oh, mother, mother, let peace be with us. Oh, mother, mother, let peace be with us. Oh, mother, mother, mother of all things. Oh, mother, mother, light be with us. Mother, mother, let light be with us. Oh, mother, mother, mother of all things. Oh, mother, 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 let's go back to love. Oh, mother, mother, let love be with us. Oh, mother, mother, let love be with us. Oh, mother, mother, mother of all things. Oh, mother, mother, mother of all things. Oh, mother, mother, let love be with us. Oh, mother, mother, let love be with us. Oh, mother, mother, mother of all things. Oh, mother, mother, mother of all things.
There is only one life. It is a kaleidoscope, multidimensional, diverse and inclusive. It is love, infusing all. It is the spacious wholeness that simply holds and enfolds and encompasses. It is a pattern whole and complete. That love, that spacious wholeness, that diversity and inclusiveness is always flowing, infinitely present in, as, through, and surrounding all. As I am part of that life, so is each of us here in this center today and beyond. Each of us as one spirit, oneness as beauty, balance, harmony, serenity, peace, and love. I accept for this service today those qualities that just flow from the music, from the prayer, from the message, from all of us greeting each other as community. I give great thanks for this time this morning, and I simply let this word go into the law of mind, into the law of action as answered prayer. And together we say, and so it is. Good morning. My name is Peggy Weber, and I'm a practitioner here at the center, loving every minute of being here. Today, I am turning around and I am reading the board as you guys read the board for the affirmation. I release fear of the dark and open to new perspectives. And so it is.
1, 2, 3, 4. I am. Oh, I am. Here we go. I am a light, shine so bright. I illuminate the darkness. I am a light, shine so bright. I illuminate the darkness. Here we go. There are times when I forget. Spirit lives inside of me. When I drop into that source of love in my heart, I am free. Can you sing this? I am a light. I shine so bright. I illuminate the darkness. And I am a light. I shine so bright. I illuminate the darkness. Here we go. There's a truth that I know deep inside my soul. Every day's an opportunity to shine my light to everyone that I see. Here we go. I am a light. Declare that for yourself. I shine so bright. I illuminate the darkness, and I am a light. I shine so bright. If you feel comfortable, look around the room and say you. And say you. Tell someone, are a light. You shine so bright. You shine so bright. You illuminate the darkness. Tell someone else, you are a light. You shine so bright. You, how about all of us? We, put your hands in the air and say, we are that light. Shine so bright. We illuminate the darkness. We are a light. We shine so bright. Now give it back to yourself and just say, illuminate. Just say, I am a light. Shine so bright. It's a crazy time that we live in. I illuminate the darkness with everything I do. I am a light. I shine so bright. I illuminate. We can even end it with just going, I am, I am. I am, I am. I am, I am. Yeah, I am, I am now. I am, I am. I am, I am. I am, I am. A light, a light, a light. Thank you. Thanks, boys.
Can we give some more love to the fabulous Karen Drucker and our wonderful band? Thank you, Karen. I couldn't think of a better song to kick us off today because, boy, oh boy, we just came from a month of vulnerability. Now we're going into the darkness, and I think we need some light. So we are going to get that light today. And happy Mother's Day. Thank you to all of our amazing mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers and foster moms for getting us into the world, because that's what you did. You got us here. And that's pretty amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, today we're talking about fear. And we're talking about fear, particularly of the darkness. Ooh, yeah. And for many years, I struggled with my own fear of my own darkness. And having not grown up with the tools that I would need to be able to work through my own childhood trauma, I didn't really know how to do anything other than be in that darkness. Sure, I'd find glimmers of light here and there. I'd find that sometimes with friends. Sometimes I'd find those glimmers of light with, learning something new. Sometimes I would find glimmers of light in the strangest of places, like just being out in nature. But there was this constant companion of darkness that was with me for much of my life. And what I didn't realize during those years of depression was that no matter how dark things became, there was always this light that was shining within me. Sure, sometimes it seemed pretty dim, but it was always there. And it was always inviting me gently to discover it, saying, "Hey, Russ, I'm still here. I know things are rough right now, but why don't you come in and be with the light?" And it was inviting me to use it to brighten my life and to brighten the lives of those around me. And the good news is that eventually I discovered that light for myself, and I discovered it when I found my way into our New Thought teachings, our Science of Mind teachings, and I began to build a relationship, not just with that light, but that light invited me to build a relationship with my own fears, and particularly my fears of the darkness within me. And once I started doing that, it's almost as though somebody started to give my light fuel, because that light grew and it became more and more. And as that light grew brighter, it helped me to deepen my own understanding of my fears. It helped me to understand that darkness that around which I so often felt powerless. And the truth is, and we heard this from Dr. Edward last week, that each of us has that light within that cannot be extinguished. It is the very essence of who we are. It is the very essence of our being. It's the core of us. It's like that juicy core at the middle of the Tootsie Pop. It's delicious. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Sometimes you have to get through the crunchy exterior to get to it, right? And even though sometimes it can feel dim in the midst of all the darkness that we might see in our lives, in the world, it never can be diminished. And it's that part of us that not only can it not be harmed, it never has been harmed. So my light, when I discovered it, it helped me to realize that I was never going to heal from my depression, from my darkness, until I faced it. Not as an adversary, not as an enemy, but facing it from the loving perspective of that light within me. That light allowed me to see my depression through the lenses of compassion and courage and curiosity. Isn't it great that all those words start with a C? It makes them so easy to remember. And in so doing that, I was able to find healing. I found healing because my depression, it turns out, more than anything, was simply a part of me that wanted to be seen. It wanted to be accepted. It wanted to be heard. It wanted me to seek it out and to understand it, to know it, and through my understanding and my knowing, to love it. As long as I was fighting it, as long as I was allowing my fear of it to win over, I was never going to grow. But the instant that I embraced my depression, something shifted within me. It's as though in that act of trying to simply know and love and accept my depression through those loving eyes of that light within me, it's almost like all the fears dissolved away in that moment. Sure, it did take some time. I want to be clear here. The way I'm saying it seems like, oof, I'm enlightened, but it took time. It took time. So I don't want to set an unrealistic expectation, but that light grew, and it allowed those fears to dissolve. And that's what I want to talk with us about today. How we can, through the strength and courage of that light within us, come to embrace our darkness and come to embrace our fears and allow that love to be a force for good, a force for healing. So something interesting that I found, and maybe you've had this experience yourself, well, oftentimes my fear of the darkness can sometimes be worse than the darkness itself. And I noticed that my fears would keep me trapped because they kept me from doing that one thing that ultimately would lead to healing, that embracing that love of my depression and the feelings that were underneath it. I didn't feel safe to explore my depression because I thought that it was an enemy. And so I thought that if I looked at it, that it would consume me, that I might even stop existing. Yeah. Even worse was the fear that when I got a little bit deeper that, well, what if I actually did get healing? Who would I be if I healed from this constant companion that I've had my whole life? Who would I be without my darkness? The truth is that darkness, that depression within me, it was really just a voice that was asking for healing from things in my past that I wasn't equipped to deal with because I was too young. And the unpleasant feelings that it was using to get my attention, it was using them specifically because it did not want to be ignored. After all, it's hard to ignore sadness, right? It's hard to ignore loneliness. It's hard to ignore anger and frustration. These emotions are powerful in us because they're designed to get our attention. And so sometimes I felt trapped and I didn't know how to feel any other way, and I didn't know how to do anything other than to keep that sadness, to keep the loneliness at bay, because I didn't want to feel them. Even though feeling those feelings was my path forward, I was so afraid to feel a feeling which would have allowed those emotions to speak their truth to me, to tell me what they're trying to say, to heal, that I couldn't feel anything. Now, the good news is I also found our Science of Mind teachings. I found our New Thought teachings, and the more I dove into them, the more I found myself beginning to shift. I started to shift because one of the powerful things that Ernest Holmes teaches us is that we have this eternal light within us, and that it's that light, that love within us, that is the source of all healing that we experience. And so I found that there was this light within me that was attracted to his writings, and that resonated with his writings. And the more I read, the more I felt that light within me growing. And I began to understand that there was this light within me. I began to accept that there was this light within me, because I think it's important to make that distinction. There's a difference between understanding a concept, but actually accepting it in our lives is a totally different thing, right? But I started to learn that I am wanted and needed in the world. My light is needed in the world. Otherwise, it would not exist. It wouldn't exist. And I began to understand that I had power over how I saw myself, how I was in relationship with myself. And I had power over how I saw the world and how I was in relationship with the world. Okay, so that light allowed me to, just a little bit at a time, see a little bit more clearly. I was able to see who I was. I was able to see who I was kind of growing into being. and I was able to more clearly see the world around me. This light within me allowed me to see both the good and the bad, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of discernment, from a place of love and curiosity. As Parker Palmer might say, I began to see with both eyes rather than just with one. And he writes in his book, To Know and Be Known, many of us live one-eyed lives. We rely largely on the eye of the mind to form our image of reality. But today, more and more of us are opening the other eye, the eye of the heart, looking for realities to which the mind's eye is blind. Either eye alone is not enough. We need whole sight, a vision of the world in which mind and heart unite, as my two eyes make one in sight. Our seeing shapes our being. Only as we see whole can we and our world be whole. Whew, wow, it's a lot there, yeah? So that light within, as we found from Dr. Edward last week, will give us courage and compassion and curiosity, these things that we need to build a new relationship with our fears and to build a new relationship with the darkness within us. And that's because that light helps us to see clearly. And to give you a concrete example of this, I'd like to share a story. And I think many of us in here will be familiar because we might have read about this teenage girl in school. And that's the story of Anne Frank. And on June 12, 1942, a young girl who's Jewish named Anne Frank would begin writing in a diary that she received for her birthday. And that diary, it turns out, would end up being a big influence on the world. And her opening statement is so beautiful. And it goes like this: I hope I will be able to confide everything to you, as I have never been able to confide in anyone. And I hope you will be a great source of comfort and support. Now, during her time in hiding from the persecution of Nazi Germany in Amsterdam, Anne Frank was able to find her light and to share it with us through the writings in her diary. Now, I doubt that she knew just how much comfort and support her words would have for so many millions who would read them after her death in a concentration camp in 1946. But I know that it is the optimism, that light, and her own willingness to talk about the darkness that she saw that fills me with inspiration when I read her words. Because throughout her diary, Anne Frank does something really wonderful. She talks about the things that make her feel afraid. And she has a lot to be afraid about. She shares with us her thoughts and her feelings. She doesn't really hold back either. Actually becomes a problem for her at times because sometimes she writes that, oh, I got to go now. Somebody's trying to see what I'm writing about them in this diary, because sometimes she would maybe not write the most flattering things about the people that she was staying with. But she was honest. And she shared of herself in all of those pages. And what's also beautiful is that she doesn't just dwell in the darkness. No, she talks about the darkness, but she also shares her dreams and her desire to become a writer and to be a journalist. And she shares the bonds that she's building with her family and the others that are staying with her in the secret annex and hiding. And she shows us that even though she had to stay in hiding because that's the only way she was going to survive, she never stopped living. She continued to learn. She continued to grow. She continued to find new ways to live, even though her choices around her were limited. And she shows this depth of curiosity about her world and herself that I find such an inspiring model for all of us. Because I think it would be very easy to just stay in the darkness, wouldn't it, given those circumstances? But she had this light in her, and that light could not be contained. And we see in her writing the light that was carried by everyone around her who she talks about. We see the light of Miep Gies, who, at great risk to herself and to her husband, helped those hiding in the secret annex. We also see Miep Gies preserved Anne's writings after the Frank family was captured by the Gestapo. And we wouldn't even have Anne Frank's diaries today if it wasn't for the courage of her father, Otto Frank, the only survivor from her family. You see, he was willing and courageous enough to endure the pain and the sadness that he knew he was going to feel when he read her diaries. And because he did, he found out about her dream of being a writer. He found that she wanted to be a journalist. She wanted to be published. And so he did everything that he could to help her fulfill that dream. And his curiosity led to something beautiful, because now she is a household name. Now her diaries are part of school curriculums across the country, across the world. And they continue to inspire us. They've inspired names like John F. Kennedy and Theodore Roosevelt, and they even inspired the great Nelson Mandela, who found comfort in the writings in her diaries while he himself was a captive in South Africa during apartheid. Through her curiosity, her optimism, and her willingness to really deeply explore herself and the world around her, we see this very important truth that no matter how dark the dark may be, there is always light to be had. And she teaches me that even the dimmest of lights will illuminate the cave of my soul. And so how can we be like Anne Frank? How can we develop that awareness of our own life and allow it to lend its strength to us, its courage to us, so that we might better face our fears? Well, here's where Anne Frank continues to give to us, because she gave us this great tool called journaling. And now I'm going to be very honest with you. I call it a great tool, and it's also the spiritual practice that I myself struggle with the most. Why is that? Well, I think the reason I struggle with it is because I notice when I journal that I tend to be confronted by those fears. I get confronted by the fear of the unknown. Sometimes I notice that I've got this fear of some bad thing that might happen, but also I notice that sometimes I'm afraid of what might happen if I actually write it out, and now I can't build my identity off of this bad thing in my life anymore. What would happen if I let it go? What would happen if I actually healed? There's a fear there of who I would be without the bit of darkness that I have an opportunity to shine my light on. I notice that when I'm journaling, sometimes there's parts of me that feel like if I were to shine the light of truth upon them, that now they're not going to exist anymore. And that's scary. But I try it anyway. And I'm trying it more and more, because I notice too when I do this that I start to feel like I have more of that light within me coming forth. It's almost like the act of writing on the pages is taking the wall within me and then just putting it on the page. And then that light is able to shine forth. So looking at these parts of us, it can feel unsafe. And that's why it's so important that when we're doing this kind of work, when we're facing our fears of the darkness and facing our darkness, that we can do everything we can to tune in to that light that's already within us. The good news is it's already there. We just have to find it. And I find this work to have two sides to it that kind of build on each other. And the first is that I've noticed that we gain more access to our light when we're just courageous enough to witness those parts of ourselves that we don't always like. Because that act of witnessing itself, whether we're doing it on journaling, maybe we're doing it in a meditation, maybe we're doing it in a prayer, that witnessing helps to tear down the barriers that we've put up between the light and those darker parts of ourselves. And the more we tune into that light, the more we take these barriers down, well, something cool happens. That light grows. It's able to shine brighter. And because it's able to shine brighter, it helps us to go deeper. It helps us to truly witness and learn to love those aspects of ourselves that we might feel are ugly or broken. And Thomas More, one of my favorite authors, shares in his book, Care of the Soul, disappointments in love, even betrayals and losses, serve the soul at the very moment they seem in life to be tragedies. The soul is partly in time and partly in eternity. We might remember the part that resides in eternity when we feel despair over the part that is in life. And so what helps me to shift and to face my fears is simply getting a glimpse of that light. Because when I do, I can feel the love that it has for me, including the love that it has for my darker parts. Even that smallest glimmer of light might inspire me to start writing, to meditate, to pray, to go for a hike in nature. And when I do, it's as though that little pinprick of light expands and grows. And life becomes easier because the things that I thought that I was afraid of don't seem so frightening anymore. And this is something that you can experience too, even if maybe you're like me and you find journaling to be hard. And we can do it now. If it feels comfortable, I invite you to take this moment to turn within. And you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and if not, maybe just let your gaze soften and ask yourself, where do I see glimpses of my light? Maybe there's a certain activity that you do that feels like it comes from your light. Maybe there's a certain way that you find yourself being in the world, and that comes from your light. Now, once you have an example, and it doesn't matter how small it is, by the way, any example will do. Ask yourself this: what might it mean for me to give this glimpse of the light in my life a cherished home within my mind, my body, and my spirit? Ask yourself, what might it mean to proudly display this light for myself and for the world to see? And now ask yourself, what might it mean for me to look at my fears, to look at my darker parts through the eyes of the light within me? So I invite you all to take a nice deep breath, breathing in and breathing out. And when you feel ready, come back to the room, open your eyes if you had them closed. How are y'all feeling? Got a little bit more of that light? So if you're wanting to dive just a little bit deeper into what it means to honor that light within us and to allow it to help to heal those darker parts of ourselves, I invite you to come to our Wednesday evening service this week, where I'm going to be closing out our 3-week exploration of that spiritual self, that light within us, and how it can help to put us into relationship with those darker parts, with our fears. And I hope that you will take whatever little glimmer that was and build a little altar inside yourself for it, so that whenever the darkness inevitably shows up, that you can always see that light that's sitting on the altar of your soul, and let it be that which guides you through any challenges that come up. Because I think this is what Anne Frank did, and I'd like to close with a quote that I love from one of her diary entries, and she says, "I see the world being slowly transformed into a wilderness. I hear the approaching thunder that one day will destroy us too. I feel the suffering of millions. And yet, when I look up at the sky, I somehow feel that everything will change for the better, that this cruelty too shall end, that peace and tranquility will return once more." So the next time it seems like the darkness is too much, that the approaching thunder might just destroy you, remember that the light of that sky is also within you. There is no fear that can persist in the presence of the eternal blue skies of our soul. And so let's take that into prayer. How good it is to be in that beautiful eternal sky that is this divine one, that is the source of all, that is the light, that is the truth, that is the wholeness of being itself. I know that I am one with that, just as each and every person here and on our live stream is one with that light. We are that light in human form, and I know that we are the love and the wholeness and the goodness that it cannot help but bring into this world. And so I bless us on our journey as we step into the darker places, knowing that even though these places may be dark, that darkness is nothing in the face of the light of our heart and our soul. And so I see that light growing and expanding, filling this room, filling this city, filling this country and the world. This is that light within us that cannot be diminished. And in the face of it, only good, only wholeness, only oneness, only love can take place. And so I call that love forth through each and every one of us. I call it forth in our relationships. I call it forth in our day-to-day affairs, knowing that in this light, that fear simply dissolves away, and that we are able to love those parts of ourselves that maybe were a little bit harder to love before we found this light. And so I call that light forth. I know that it is here, and in gratitude, I simply let this word be. And together we say, And so it is. Thank you. And now is the time of our service where we engage in our practice of spiritual circulation. And before we go into our practice of spiritual circulation, I invite you now to go back within and to tune into that light that you just got access to. And imagine that that light is just growing and growing and that it's infusing your gift. Whatever your gift is, whether it's financial, whether you're volunteering, whether you're just sharing your gorgeous self with us today. Allow that light to fill you and to inform you. And if you choose to give financially, we've got a number of ways that you can give. We have our text to give. You can send a text message to that phone number and it will help you to set that up. It's very fast and convenient. We also have online giving at cslsr.org/donate. You can mail us a check. We have auto giving that you can set up at our information desk on your way out, or send an email to our Chief Operating Officer, Linda Han, if you're online, and she can set that up for you too. And we will be passing the baskets, but before we pass the baskets, I invite you to enter into our giving ritual, and please repeat after me. I bless my gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does wonderful things in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
1, 2, 3. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks, yeah, for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. That's the whole thing. Here we go. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Let's go to love. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. All my blessings. Love gives me everything. Oh, let's go to some joy. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. All my blessings. Joy gives me everything. All right, let's go back to God. Sing it out now. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything. Now repeat that line. God gives me everything I need. Do that again. God gives me everything. Now bring it down a little bit, boy. God give me everything. When I don't know where that light is going to come from, God gives me everything. Every day, every way, God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Here we go. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, Karen and band. Fabulous. Woo! Yeah. Announcements, and we once again have quite a few. You still have time to sign up for Dr. Edwards' Embracing Change class, which starts this Saturday, the 20th at 11 a.m. If you enjoyed Living the Serenity Prayer, this class is a great next step to give you the tools you need to be in loving relationship with the things you can control in your lives, as well as the things you can't. Sign up by clicking the photo of the waterfall on the website. Reverend Tara is also teaching our fabulous core class, Essential Ernest Holmes, starting on June 8th. And Reverend Russ lets us know that that's the very first class that he took, and it was so good it inspired him to be on his journey until he became a prayer practitioner, and then right here to share with us the message today. This could be you. If it sounds exciting, click on the photo of the sandy beach on our website. Now, the new member class is 1 p.m. on Sunday, May 21st. And this, for the first time ever, will be offered as a hybrid class, online and in person. So whether you are on Zoom or here in person and would like to become a member at our center, we do have you covered. Be sure to register ahead of time for this class by clicking on the photo of the dandelion on our website. Do you love technology? Are you good at plugging things in and facilitating Zoom meetings? If so, we would love to have you join us as a Zoom tech for our hybrid classes. We have found that offering the same class on Zoom and in person has been a great experience and has made taking classes at the center even more convenient. And we would like to expand what we are able to offer. So if you are good at hooking things up, have experience facilitating Zoom calls, and can commit to helping us out, the technology department needs you. Email Reverend Russ or sign up at the info help desk. And Reverend Russ spoke a little bit about this. The Wednesday night midweek service is a delicious little nugget of inspiration. And it's 7 p.m., and it concludes the 3-week exploration of the parts of the mind that work to keep us safe and how we can build a better, more loving relationship with them. And also there's tea and goodies and cookies and bread and great community. And our softball team is, it's almost ready to start playing ball. So to help them cover the cost of joining the league, they will be holding a barbecue this coming Sunday, May 21st, from 10:45 to 1 p.m. And it will be vegan friendly, so they'll have a little bit of everything. Join us for some delicious barbecued goodness for everyone. Stop by the sidewalk outside the social hall to get some goodies. Our Being and Belonging group meets today on Zoom. Join them as they explore the ways in which our deep beingness informs our sense of belonging, and how bringing this awareness into the world is a radical act of social change. Their theme is diversity, oneness, and the co-creative power of love. Join the Zoom at 1:30 today by clicking the photo of the rainbow-colored sand on the website. Thank you so very much for joining us and spending your Sunday with us.
Thank you, Tamira. There definitely is a lot going on. And I did want to mention about Dr. Edwards' class, Embracing Change. You don't have to have taken Living the Serenity Prayer in order to take that class. We just thought that it would be a wonderful class for everyone who took Living the Serenity Prayer too. But if you haven't, and you're wanting to get into relationship with change in your life, because I need to get in better relationship with change in my life, please consider taking that class, because it's going to be wonderful, and it's going to be hybrid, so you can take it from home or you can take it here in person, whatever way that you want to do it. All right, so if it turns out that you're wanting to have a little bit more of that light in your life, or you're wanting somebody to help you to draw from the power of that light within you today, please take advantage of our after-service prayer offerings. Here in the sanctuary, we have after-service prayer where you can go to the white table over in the corner, and one of our prayer practitioners will guide you to our prayers who are happy to pray with you. Our prayer practitioners love praying with you, and they will help to know that light within you so that you can better tap into it to deal with whatever darkness might be going on in your life. They're also happy to affirm the joy in your life too, by the way. They love that too. So whatever you want to pray with, feel free to pray with them. And we also have Zoom prayer for those who are online that you can go to cslsr.org/Zoom prayer, and a practitioner on our Zoom will also pray with you. All right, so let us close our service out as we traditionally do by standing if you're able, and please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Please know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you are guided, sustained, and inspired by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this divine presence within. And so it is. Enjoy Karen Drucker and have a wonderful week.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. That's the whole thing. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let's put your hands together. Let there be peace. Let me hear you say, I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. What? I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Sing it again. Let there be peace. Oh yes, I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. 3 times. We are making a new world now. That line again. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. Thank you.